You had to focus at a certain point on more on defense and rebounding when your knee was limiting you, but especially earlier in the season, there were times when you could also be dominant on offense. Do you feel like you've gotten that level when healthy that you have the confidence to play against anyone and be one of the more dominant centers?
Yeah, I definitely have work to do as far as the dominant the offensive side of the game. I know that my size defensively, I help this team especially a lot more. Offensively, I think stuff for me to work on over the summer is like core strength, getting a better base so I can finish over the contact, and then getting to my moves more quickly, and then developing a real counter. Powell's counter with the left hook is amazing, so I want to obviously try to add that into my game. That's one thing I see with him. And then his activity level also is what I try to pick up on as far as getting the offensive rebounds. It's hard to kind of keep him out of the game. You look at his numbers, he's got 19, 15, and then he's got 8 assists to follow up. So it may not be the flashiest points, but he's gonna go get the ball, put it back in. He's gonna help the team. So there's a lot of stuff for me to pick up on. I'm just gonna try to do it.
Are you encouraged that this injury you had here was sort of a normal basketball one as opposed to the 2 fluky ones the last 2 years?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the scoreboard didn't fall on you.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why this one sucks the most because I can't even say that. Like no one can say that. It just happened. So this one, it is what it is. It's not the most serious one. I'm gonna get it taken care of, and everything's supposed to be cool. So.
Your name's popped up before in trade rumors. It's going to pop up again this summer. How do you deal with this?
I don't even look at it. I don't even care, about the trade rumors. I love the game, so I'm gonna play anywhere. I know it's cliche, but that's the truth. And hopefully, I'll be here for a long time.
You talked about veteran leadership. How important is it to bring Derek Fisher back next year?
Super important. So many time again he came up with the right thing to say to get everybody inspired, everybody motivated. It happens all the time in the fourth quarter. I think everybody knows about it. And then just the way he's a professional. He leads, through words and by example. He's always the first guy out there. He's shooting all kinds of jump shots, working on his handle. And he's getting treatment. He's there after we leave for practice on the road. He stays in the arena and he shoots. Just he's the model professional, and it's great to have somebody like that in the locker room.
As far as Phil goes, how important is it for?
Oh man, I'm gonna put the pressure on. We all want PJ to come back, every last one of us. So hopefully, he makes the right decision and decides to get another ring.
You just talked about that leadership Derek brings and the things that he says to you guys during timeouts and all that stuff. Do you look forward to a point in your career where you're going to be in a position where you can take what you've learned from a guy like Fisher? And
I definitely want to become more of a vocal leader, more of a leader. As far as Fisher's like the best. He's the cream of the crop at it. So it's going to be tough to kind of match with what he's been able to bring. But hopefully, like I said, in the future I'll be more so like him.
Andrew, the core strength, is that going to, injury prevention-wise, is that going to be a factor, or what is the logic in going that route?
That just is so like when you get pushed, you can always find neutral, being in the best athletic position, and I think that'll help me out in my game a lot. Sometimes I get into extension, people push me and things like that, so I need to just really work on being pushed and being able to explode back up and finish over the top.
Now that you've been able to play with Powell, and there have been times this year where you look at one sideline kind of in amazement with him. How has that relationship on the court developed with you guys going forward?
It's definitely on the court. When we had a tendency to kind of do a lot of isolation style basketball, but when we're moving the ball, I think the high low is very effective. He's throwing me countless lobs. When he ducks in on the weak side and I catch out the high post, he's my first look, ducking in on the weak side. So it's definitely going to work. And then defensively, it really creates havoc for teams because now they have to finish over 2 7-footers back there. And then we most of the time, majority of the time, getting the rebound.
Kobe, I know it was a big deal when Kobe went down last summer to work with Elijah and things like that. Have you ever put guys like that on your wish list that you can?
Actually, I haven't, as far as working out down there, I've been the last 3 seasons, I've gotten injuries, so
right.
my whole thing's been injury prevention and trying to just be in the best shape possible when the season rolls around.
Would you,
Would I want? I mean, of course, I definitely extend my hand out and ask for anyone to help, especially greats. But being with Cap and being with Chuck and the guys that I have around me, I think the Lakers cater a lot to me. So I just stay within here.
That little Band-Aid, is that where the
That's
needle
what
went in?
yeah, that's what the needle goes.
How much came out this time?
70 cc's.
Pretty consistent.
What's the most important thing for the Lakers to do this offseason in order to be able to repeat their championship?
I'm gonna say bring Phil back. I think it's big. Just the way he prepared his team, and then those types of things. And then we have the team to do it. We've proved it. So I don't think much has to change.
People in the World Cup, you think's gonna win?
I want Brazil to win. Brazil's my team. I love all those dudes, man. They're nice. They've had the two previous Jordans, and Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. Those are my favorite guys. So I love that. I love that country, that organization. They just got a lot of talent. I like the way they play the game, pass the ball back and forth. Each guy has his opportunity to execute skill moves, and I don't know. I just like that country, that organization they have, and I follow it.
If you go in there